Hi, welcome to Tarot Tuition with me, AnneMarie. We're going to look at the High Priestess, the Fool. We've done the Magician, and if you've not seen those, you can go and watch them on the recorded version. But I want to actually do it as an interactive card with you so that you can ask questions, and if there's anything that you're stuck on, there's certain cards we're all going to go, oh crikey, what does that mean? It can be daunting, especially if you work with one card on their own. But we've got to begin, haven't we? We've got to start with the basics and get there and go, what's this one all about? And that's what tonight's about. And on Tuesdays, we will be supporting you with combining the card that we've done on Thursday with showing you how to actually combine cards together. There she is, our beautiful High Priestess. This is the Lady of the Tarot, who is mysterious and quiet. All will be revealed in time is what this card means. This is someone who has psychic influence. Many books say it's a woman, it's anybody. But really, we're all psychic humans. We all have that psychic ability. It's about getting in touch with that allows you to strengthen that ability, just like when you do an exercise and you strengthen a group of muscles. And the more you use it, the easier it is. But it's very hard to feel that you are, I know what it's like. You do courses and they go, gosh, you've got it now, off you go. And you go, I don't feel like I have. And when we are trying to tap into our intuition, we are in a place where we are trying very hard to actually tune into that. And the harder we try, the more we can go blank and the more we can cause ourselves a whole load of, I don't know what I'm doing, I think this is my influence. And with no further ado, I want to say that one of the best things you can do, and the advice from the High Priestess card, is to allow yourself that spiritual insight, to trust your own intuition, and that will guide you. It's about being still. And it's about looking at the mysteries that we actually want to tap into. But guess what? They're all inside of you. Where the magician is full of willpower and he's got all the tools on the table and he's quite a genius, it's all about him using that will to actually make it happen. But the High Priestess is the opposite of that. It's about holding back, going within, almost doing nothing. And that's hard to do because what we think is we're lazy, we feel under pressure that we should be going all the time, and life's too fast. It is. But our actual lesson at this time that we're lucky enough to be living in is to be able to balance this wonderful modern world of technology and to still be able to have one foot in our spiritual self. And that means connecting within. That's what the High Priestess is telling you. Now, if we look at her, there she sits, very upright, very straight, just like the magician, but quiet. And she's wearing a crown, and that crown is made up of moons. So we have the association with that white crown to Isis. And Isis is related to the Egyptian goddess. And it represents the moon's 3 phases. And that's the waxing, the full, and the waning. The black and white pillars that are either side of the High Priestess, with the letter E and J, are very similar to that of the Chariot. But again, the Chariot is about willpower, and the willpower to force things, to act on them, to be able to go, I'm going to make it happen. Whereas the High Priestess is quite the opposite. It's that kind of quietness, it's that being peaceful, looking into your harmony, your quietness, your solitude, finding your hidden talents. So it's the kind of thing that you need to go, it's a busy life, but you know what? I need to take time and I need to do something creative or nothing. If you run yourself a bath, if you give yourself a treat like a massage or reflexology, or you simply light a candle, or use some beautiful aromatherapy oils, or even spend some time on you, on your wardrobe, on how you want to look and how you want it all to go, so that you're focused on you. Because when you are quiet, you are able to connect to your psychic self. It's there. Meditation is wonderful, and let me talk about that. Meditation is where we are. We're in meditation so many times in the day that we don't realize, and that's a form of daydreaming. And if you're pushing the thoughts, I must this, I must that, I must the other, I really want this, I really want, and I'm just focusing on it, it's really a case of just allowing your thoughts to roll. So if you focus maybe on the flame of a candle, or some beautiful smells like some of the aromatherapy oils that are uplifting or relaxing, lavender to relax, and citrus as in to uplift you, orange is beautiful, bergamot or something like that, or something more psychic, whatever you want. Also, having some crystals around you will help you balance that to you, because you're giving all day long and you're picking up all the energy from everybody around you. The High Priestess is you. It's an aspect of you. And the B and the J that are written on the pillows they represent the duality. And that duality is the yin and the yang, like the night and the day, as in the masculine and the feminine. Masculine in tarot, in this case, it's nearest to the High Priestess, it's the magician. She is the feminine. And you need both. The B on the side of our High Priestess, on the black pillar, stands for Boaz. And Boaz is, the translation is quite simply in its strength. And the J is for Jacob, and that's he shall establish. So very wise words. And the High Priestess is somebody that's very wise. And if you don't think it's you, it is you. But if you're not ready for that yet, and I do understand that, you need to spend time with yourself. How can you actually go inwards and work out what's next and what to do if you don't let your thoughts roll? And if you're picking up energy, you need to ground yourself in a simple way. As if you're behind me, you can see there's lots of greenery, trees. That's grounding yourself. Get out with nature. All that green behind me symbolizes that you're being supported by the universe. That's the color green. It's really important that you get out there, because you've got the element of air, which will allow your communication to yourself, your thoughts to roll. And when your thoughts roll, they'll just move on. Don't worry about what's coming in. Don't worry if you've got a shopping list in your head, or you're thinking, I must this, I must that, I must get this, I must do that. It's all part of it. And once that carries on rolling, you are actually allowing it. Don't force it, just allow it. The High Priestess is just about being quiet and knowing what it is that you need to know is within you. You can see on the High Priestess, she has a cross at the front of her chest, and that is equal in length and width. And it symbolizes, again, balance, peace, and the integration of the spiritual and the psychological. This is what I mean, tapping into yourself. Imagine if I was talking to you, or a friend was talking to you, and we were at a concert or a football match, and there's so much noise from all these people and all this vibe that's going on, and I'm talking away, and you probably can't really hear everything that I'm actually saying to you because of the background noise. And that's what it's like when you are trying to tap in to your intuition. So there are tools. Beautiful smells will relax you or uplift you. Music, wow, one of the biggest ones that you could actually do. And if that's a case, if you want to actually really enjoy some rock and some metal, or really be into a beat, as it were, rather than just classical or ambient music, that's fine, because that's your inner child coming out to play. Yeah? So whatever it is that you enjoy, some of the ones I absolutely love, as in that I always used to prepare myself for readings when I was doing it full time. It's very different doing it on a part-time basis and then switching to full-time. You think, oh, it should be an easy switch. It's not, because then it becomes your bread and butter, and you start going, oh my goodness, how am I going to actually manage on this? And will they keep coming back, or will they recommend me? All those questions, of course. if that's what you want to do, you need to connect with yourself. And that's about allowing yourself that time, just like the High Priestess is telling us. The High Priestess, that's the message from this card, to connect to you, to your own truth, to your own intuition. And allow all that noise. Don't fight it. Just let it roll. And then eventually, when everything feels that you are able to have a moment, and we do go into daydream, we can be looking at the television and not know what we're seeing, or listening to something and not heard anything about it. That is just a form of being in meditation. We're connecting with yourself. When you are outside and it is calm and peaceful, you've got the elements, you've got that support from the universe. You're walking on the earth and that's grounding you. You've got the air to allow your thoughts to be pure and to clarify and to communicate with yourself and others. And you've got that warmth from the sun. You may not be able to see it, but it's still up there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's there. And you've also got water. Water's always somewhere near us. It's either underground, even if you're not near a brook or a stream or the sea or a river, don't worry, you are near it. So it is absolutely what it's all about. If you look, you can see that she is holding what looks like a scroll, and it says Torah. And this represents the laws of the universe. And the pomegranates that's on the veil that's behind her are significant of germination and a union with the divine. Okay? They're also linked to many things that show that we are able to have growth and that we are in a place of cheerfulness and that we can manifest things, we can make things grow. But you're not going to be able to have things growing if you are in a place where you've got too much noise and you are influenced by the background effects that's going on. The other thing that I would mention with the High Priestess is we can see there's a crescent moon there, right beneath her feet, on the side of it there. It almost looks like horns from the bull, doesn't it? But it is a crescent moon. And that is showing that it's the connection to the masculine principle in the seeds of life, but it's also the crescent moon and the phases that we go through. The blue flowing robe represents calm, purity, spiritual sort of aspects, beauty, and the fact that you are indeed able to communicate with yourself and the divine. But it's been at peace, and it's been in that place where you're able to make that connection. It's important that you are able to know that this is saying this is not the right time. It's not saying no, it's just saying, hold on. The answers are all within you. And maybe you're jumping too quickly, maybe to a conclusion, or you just want to be able to say, gosh, I've got to do something and I'm going to jump that way. The High Priestess is telling you to actually hold back, take time, and linger with your thoughts. Let your thoughts roll. As I say, unless you're actually giving yourself time, and that can be, as I said, wonderful crystals, bubble bath, being good to yourself, giving yourself a makeover, taking yourself off to bed, laying down 5 minutes, gazing into a candle, listening to some beautiful music. And there's so many wonderful tracks out there. One of my favorites was always a guy called Medwin Goodall, and I absolutely recommend him now. It's just something that kind of came to me that I felt I need to share with you, because it was where I got started and it got me in the mood and it made me feel that I was connected. And it's very ambient music that really and truly, some of it's cheerful, some of it's dolphins, some of it's Medicine Woman. That's one that I think he did 3 or 4 of those. Anyway, those kind of things are what's going to help. And books, just read. And it doesn't have to be something on the spiritual. Just read. Allow yourself time. I just want to mention the colours. The yellow that we can see in there, it's really beautiful. And that's all to do with warmth, energy, mental curiosity, enlightenment, cheerfulness even. The white is innocence, purity, balance, connecting to our childlike state. Okay? Again, what we wear is, we think, I might just throw this thing on. I never thought about what I was wearing. I think we all really do think what we're wearing, but we're just not aware of it. We're going with that kind of automatic pilot, which is wonderful. That's our intuition telling us what to wear. All for colours. The red that we can see in the pomegranates is to do with confidence, it's to do with vitality, it's to do with passion. And of course, the pomegranates are all about the growth that is going on. And the pomegranates, by the way, are also associated with the feminine principle and a sign of a union with the divine. The other thing that comes up in this card is the colour black, and that's the yin and yang with the white that we have in the two pillars there, and that's the mystery of the unknown. And the blue that we see there is the subconscious, and it's our perspective of being able to look at spiritual beauty. The number is 2, and that's a very powerful number, because when two people, one person on their own is one thing, once you've got 2, things start to combine, things start to fuse together, just like night and day. We need both, we need that duality. The element of this card is water. It's very much about our emotions, and it's about our hunches. And I would say it's very much about our gut feelings, okay? I guess none of us really know the answer to that. But I think that for me personally, it comes from the gut, the stomach, that's where it comes from. People think it comes from the heart. Maybe for them, it's more to do with the fact it's an expression that we feel it. We feel it somewhere in our body. So don't worry if it's in a different place for you. Everything for you is what it's meant to be. And astrological association is the moon. Don't worry about the meanings. Go with what you feel. It is a difficult card because it does tap into our psychic side, as I said. Sometimes we don't trust it. And the reason we don't trust it is we're not able to use it as much as perhaps we used to. Don't try too hard. Just allow yourself time to enjoy life, do the things that you love, and give yourself a little bit of me time. Then you are really in touch with your own High Priestess. Don't forget that the High Priestess, people will be surprised to know that most psychics or tarot readers identify themselves as the High Priestess. We are all the High Priestess. I want to make that absolutely clear. And anyone can actually just strengthen up their intuition to be able to look at what it is within them and how it works. The other thing I would actually mention with this card is there is a zodiac association with this card, which is Cancer. And that's because her astrological association is with, guess what? The moon. And that's on her head, isn't it? And I think it's one of the most difficult cards for readers, new readers, to actually go, oh gosh, what do I say? It's one of those cards that it's a fate to be revealed. It's something at the moment that you don't actually know, but it's going to be something that's going to be revealed to you. Could feel as if you're going, well, is it a secret? Only maybe your secret self will actually reveal that.
The intuition card speaks about what comes for your future.
That's right. No, it's a future card. It's saying, not at the moment. This PDF covers lots of key points. People call these worksheets, call it what you want. I've put all the bits and pieces on there. It's something that will give you all the answers. If you don't want to do the courses, start with the PDF, download it. You've got your own copy there. Everything and anything. It's all about the symbols and the elements are on there, numerology, the colours, all those wonderful things for you to enjoy. You can go to the website and start off with the major arcana or some of the minor arcana. I've split them all up for you to be able to enjoy. I wanted to share with you, there you go, there's an amethyst crystal, perfect crystal to be able to amplify your psychic vision, and it supports you and it amplifies the third eye. Okay, clear quartz terminated crystal here, as in, and that came from Phoenix, Arizona. Believe it or not, when I built our property that we live on, I buried 2 kilos of these babies into the earth so that we would be balanced, protected, happy, and guided by what we're meant to do and pay attention to what our purpose was. And my beautiful crystal ball that Tony bought me so many years ago. Crystals are lovely for gazing, as it's not something that I would actually do on a phone reading, which is the kind of readings I do. But if I go to a show, yes, I would use it. So that there is always that. So I just thought I'd introduce you to a couple of those this evening. I'm going to move that to one side. So what have I got for you here? These are all different High Priestess cards. Yeah? And that's your normal size. But look at this one. It's plastic. Isn't that just awesome? So for readers like me, who are on the go and grabbing a drink, we don't want to be in a position where we are upsetting the upper part of our beautiful cards and making them wet, so they can be wiped clean very easily. So this is a giant Rider-Waite based High Priestess. And the reason I have that is sometimes when they're doing lives, holding them up, you want to be able to people to see the cards. They are difficult to shuffle because they're huge, but they're lovely. Then we've got this one here. This was gifted to me by a client, Sharon, and lovely Sharon gave me this deck, and it's the Housewives Chariot deck. And that is the High Priestess. If you look, it says Secret Syrup. So again, it's about secrets to be revealed. Maybe you can see that. Secret Syrup. Yeah? Okay. But a beautiful High Priestess and a real modern lady. Don't think the High Priestess is somebody that is a psychic at just fairs or somebody that gives readings. It can be the lady next door. She can be the one that gives you that beautiful advice and kind of just listens to you and you just feel better. She may not have said anything. She's just listening, letting you work it all out for yourself while she just holds back and allows you to unravel. Okay? So, yeah, modern. And very much, I would say, would remind me of Zoe. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, beautiful colours. Based on the Rider-Waite deck, I think that's the Gravy Tarot. This is the Tripping. Okay, let me take that down a little bit. And this one, this is the Enchantment Tarot. This one, this is our Winter Waite deck, or for Christmas. You can't really see because I've got a green screen behind this, but that is a really dark green, a bit like the tree in the background behind me. Beautiful. And again, really modern sort of look to it. A borderless Rider-Waite, and I do recommend the Rider-Waite as in for teaching because it's universal, the symbology pretty much the same, but starting off it does help, okay, because the symbols remain consistent, yeah? And yeah, look at this, the eye, third eye that I was talking about with the crystal. And this one comes from the Urban Tarot deck. Do you know what? I pulled these out this morning and kind of like I've spent all day just to kind of come together. And I didn't really pay attention. But look, it's exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to zoom that one in a little bit more. Can you see the High Priestess? She's soaking in the bath with the candles. And there's the flowers. And I've got lots and lots of decks. And I tend to use the same sort of few decks when I'm with clients. It's a busy day, I just keep them going. And they get a bit raggedy and I wouldn't want to show them on camera as in when they're used all the time. I try and keep them pristine for you. But just to show you, there are different sort of aspects. But I think this is very much beautiful modern sort of twist on that. So zoom that back out again. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Taking time to connect with you. Even if you read a book and go, I didn't think anything, I just enjoyed the book, good. Because then you're relaxed, and when you're relaxed and your thoughts are bowling, inspiration will come. I hope you've enjoyed that, learning a little bit about how to go into our intuition and some of the tips and tricks. They're very simple. Bye from us all.